Use by, best before. If you've ever been confused by all the different language around expiry dates on food, you're not alone. EU citizens waste 88 million tons of food every year. Up to 10% of that is because date labeling is misunderstood. Logically then, if more of us understood the date marking, we would throw away less food every year. In fact, up to 8 million tons less. When you buy a food product at a supermarket, you're going to see a range of mandatory information on the packaging, nutritional information, ingredients, and a bunch of different dates. Use by and best before are the most common ones. So what do they mean? Let's break it down, starting with use by. In a 2015 study, the European Union asked Europeans if they knew what use by stands for. More than half got it wrong. The job of the use by label is to tell you until when a food product can be eaten without any risk to your health. It is mandatory for perishable foods, such as meat, fish, and some types of cheese. So if you see these, it means you can eat the food until the end of this date, but not after, even if you think it looks and smells fine. Now, best before tells you about the quality of the food product. It means that it's perfectly fine to eat a product after this date, but it may no longer be at its best quality and could have lost some of its optimal flavor and texture. So if you see this, it means you are to judge for yourself if you want to eat the food, depending on its appearance and smell. So, to recap, use by is about food safety, best before has to do with food quality. Those are the basics. Now, there are a few notes. Not all the food we eat requires date marking. Uncut fresh fruit and vegetables, for instance. Here, no use by or best before dates are required. Also, date marking only works when storage instructions for a food product are respected and if the packaging isn't damaged. A use by date on a raw steak, for example, won't be any good if it's been left outside on a warm day. On the other hand, you can extend the shelf life of a product beyond the use by date by freezing it right after you buy it. You do have to make sure it's frozen at the right temperature, packaged well, kept away from any contaminants, and that it has not been frozen before. Finally, you absolutely have to make sure you follow instructions on consumption, such as consume within 2 days of opening. Households are responsible for more than half of Europe's food waste, so a big chunk of the responsibility is not up to supermarkets, or governments, or restaurants. It is up to us.
We have a big power, the purchase power, to choose what we buy and, of course, how we use, store, refrigerate, cook the food items.
European Union regulators understand that date labeling on food products isn't always easy to understand. So they're planning on reviewing the rules by the end of 2022. The confusion with date marking is sometimes linked to translation. In some languages, the difference between use by and best before seems not be clear enough.
So what is missing, I would say all over the world, not only in Europe, we need to invest more on food education, basics, and then everything will be more clear and waste will be reduced.
For now, though, the best we can do is learn to read labels properly. By doing that, we would not only help reduce food waste, but also fight climate change, because we'd save natural resources, spend less money at the supermarket, and make healthier food choices. And there's no expiry date for those things.